Okay, folk. So yesterday what we did was we took one of these bits of metal here and we turned it into one of these bits of metal here, right? And today what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of polishing, okay? As well as maybe some other stuff, depending on how much time I've got. All right. So what we're going to do is usually we'd use metal polish. However, there is a very fine difference between metal polish and toothpaste, right? Which is tooth polish. It has the same one of the same chemicals in it. Let's see if we can find monofluorophosphate. All right. So that's the same stuff that's in a number of metal polishes. So and of course it's not going to be as good, but we've got to use what we've got at home. So what I suggest to do is just get out your Colgate or whatever you can find. Sensodyne works just a little bit better. I don't really know why, but it does. Right, and I'll just get you to put a small blob of it, slightly larger than a pea, right, on your cloth.
Slightly larger?
Yep, slightly larger than a pea, and just ball it up on any old piece of cloth, old rag, something that your parents will be fine with you using. Right, and then just put it on here and move it around really quickly, okay? And then Jethro here is going to show us how it's done. So we're just going to put it down. Yeah, that's Jethro. Alright, so we're just going to put it down and we're just going to move it in rough circles. Right, round and round really, really quickly, okay? Jethro, can you show us how you can do that?
Keep going, Jethro.
Yep, and when it starts to all dry out, you put it just a little bit more on. And keep going. Did that go down the crack? Oh, Jethro.
Does that mean you have to restart?
Oh yeah, Jethro's just going to go underneath the deck to see if he can find the metal that is dropped down there.
Oh.
Okay, now Jethro's been polishing that for some time. I don't know, a minute or so. He got a bit tired. Anyhow, it's made quite a bit of a difference. So that's the side there that's been polished, and that's the side there that hasn't. I don't know if you can tell, but there is some noticeable difference, which is impressive really, considering it's just toothpaste. So now we're going to go on to the part where we bend it, and we're going to bend it in half, alright? And we're just going to go for a straight bend. We're not going to go try and do any fancy or interesting shapes here. We're just going to go for a straight hairpin kind of bend on there. Right, so what you're going to want to do here is you want to find a corner of a bench somewhere, preferably outside, maybe the corner of a deck or a block of wood, maybe an outdoor seat, that we're going to effectively just push it against and to create a 90-degree L shape, and then we'll go onwards from there. Cool. Right, so here I am, I've got it, and I've got my little block of wood here, or a corner of the deck, and I'm just going to effectively just push it against there. So the trick with this is that we're just going to want to make sure that we line it up with the center of our work, and then just put even pressure on both sides. You want to keep your best face facing outwards and just bend it in. Now at this point here, you want to make sure you get as sharp a line as possible. So to that end, if you get some two other pieces of wood, right, place one there and one underneath, and that way it provides even force on the join. Right, so that way we get our nice 90-degree section with our tidy face on the outside, and then we're just going to carry on doing that there on the top of this, and we're going to sit it on the deck. I'm just going to hold it with my hand and then use the block of wood to push inwards and down, and that's going to get us a slightly more acute angle, and it just goes onwards from there. Trying to make sure that we line things up as well as we can as we go.
You're quite creative about the home stuff.
Right, and that's going to get us a shape that looks similar to that. Right, so from there we're going to have to do something slightly different to be able to get a even closer pinch on there. So now we've got it in place, we've got it down to this angle here. However, we need it a lot closer together and a lot tighter so that it's actually going to be helpful as a money clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a block just on the edge of it. It's not going to go right to the end, like so. It's going to be just short of the end. And if you can, find something that has a bit of a curved edge on it. Can you even see that? There we go. A little bit of a curved edge on it so that it can sit there. Right, so we're going to put that in place, and then basically we're going to hit that with a hammer and go to town. Cool. Right, and that's pretty much all we need to do. And that is going to be your finished money clip. There'll just be a few more bits and pieces to do from there, and that's pretty much that. Just to recap, what we've done is we've taken this little piece of brass here and we've taken it and turned it into this money clip here, which can hold our monies, right? So just to recap about the process that we used to do that, is that we the very first thing we did was we filed off all along the edges to take off all of the burrs, and then we burred the corners. We filed those corners down to an even radius, and then after that we sanded down both of the faces using the 220 grit paper. Alright, and after we've done that, then we used some whatever we had around the house to be able to polish it. If you've got toothpaste, use toothpaste. If you've got something else, use something else to get it nice and shiny. And then from there, we used we bent it on the corner of whatever we could find, and then used a hammer and a block of wood to get it down to that tighter, finer pressure, so it can actually hold the money. Okay, that is the end of that project. If you get to that stage, that's great. What I'd like you to do is I'd like to put some. I'd like you to attach I'd like you to attach a photo of your finished clip to this assignment that I've assigned for you. That will be a. I'll show you how to do that later. Okay, so now that you've done that, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to attach some pictures of your final work down to the bottom of this assigned video in Google Classroom. If you're not too sure how to do that, I'll also attach a short 20-30 second video showing you how to make that happen and how to attach things. Okay, that's going to be something that I'm probably going to end up doing quite a bit, is getting you to attach your own work to the assignments that I send out. So that's going to be quite a helpful thing to do. Alright, okay. I think Jethro wanted to say goodbye. Alright, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Choice. Have some good holidays.